Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sakura-Shinmachi. This is, I think, maybe the stereotypical Japanese neighborhood Setagaya ward, one of the 23 wards of the city of Tokyo. Just like New York has 5 boroughs, Tokyo has 23 wards. Setagaya is maybe the most stereotypical of the Japanese Tokyo neighborhoods because of these characters down here, part of an anime series called Sazae-san, going all the way back to the Showa era. How you doing, everybody? I thought that I would bring you around here because I'm studying at a motorcycle school not too far away. Today is a beautiful day and I have some time. And we're gonna take a walk down Sazae-san Avenue. Sazae-san, again, is the name of a really famous old Japanese anime that's still running today. And this town is what the anime is based on. And you get a really stereotypical everyday feel of Japanese life here. It's not the biggest station. Of course, you have a Sukiyana, Mr. Donuts, and a couple of other. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Jason, see Lisa's here too. Nice to see everybody. Sue, how you doing? Sazae-san was the anime that I studied Japanese from because they speak such clear, good family situation Japanese that you can really learn the most, I think, from that kind of everyday life. And I always recommend to people Sazae-san if you're thinking of looking for a manga or anime series. You can find them in manga form, and this is their town. And I used to live near here about 15 years ago in a place called Futako Tamagawa. This is between Futako Tamagawa and Shibuya. In fact, Shibuya in central Tokyo on the Yamanote line is only about 8 minutes away on the subway. Maybe, it's not on, this station isn't an express stop, but about 8 minutes away. Then they're very proud of their heritage. There's a Sazae-san sticker there. This is one of the shops, I guess, that might have been featured in the TV show, the anime. Not sure. Hey! I think that pigeon was in the anime too? Could be. All right, let's get moving. We're gonna walk down the main street and get those vibes of old Showa Japan, a time lost. Again, here you have another flag. They're very proud of their Sazae-san heritage. I love this anime too because it shows that the importance of the mother in the Japanese family. They're kind of the boss. They control the money, the purse strings, at least in the Showa era of Japan. The great matriarch of the family. Oh, and here are the statues right here. I can't remember if there was a museum or not, but I do know that the Sakura-Shinmachi is very famous for the Sakura Sazae-san Avenue. There's the anime characters right there. And there's the family. I don't know, I think that they might be on Netflix, too. I know that Chibi Maruko-chan, which is the other anime series I used to study Japanese, is also on Netflix. At least some of them. There's Sazae-san right there. Kanai's mom used to have had that same hairstyle. So I think it goes all the way back to the Showa era, that hairstyle. Actually, you can see it in 3D, the poof. Like a half of a sunflower. All right, let's cross the street here. Walk across and take a look. Again, you get it when you look down the streets, you get a pretty nice feel of it. In fact, there's some pretty interesting looking apartment complexes down here, or houses, I don't know. It's aerodynamic hair. It could very well be. It's a helmet. See, the Colonel's enjoying that too. I once got a chicken this big. Whoa! There was a sushi sign on the side of the taxi. What? I've never seen that before. So the taxis are starting to get more advertisements on the side of them that are different than the app and the Olympics. This one's a plain one. But these taxis have been around for a few years now if you haven't been to Japan in a while. They're much more spacious. And Kanai and I prefer to flag those down than the older sedan taxis. All right, this is Sazai Sandori right here. You can see with her aerodynamic hair. Thank you, Jason. Let's make our way down the street, and then we'll get lost a little bit. So I do think that this anime. I do think that this anime makes this the stereotypical. Look, there's daily life. Everything is just posted around here. Grandpa is cleaning and painting, I think. I think that the anime makes this everyday life, and you can feel it. And some of you might just see some of the same scenes from the anime if you're fans of it. 3 rules of riding. Ride as if you're invisible. Assume cars that see you want to kill you. Buy cheap used bike as you will lay it down in the first year. Really? Well, I will graduate with about 2 weeks before our trip to Hokkaido, and very soon we'll be starting a Kickstarter project, laying it out. Wow, that's a nice vegetable store. Wow, look how healthy this supermarket looks. They have meat made from beans. Wow, that's like these neighborhoods here have such amazing, in Setagaya, have such an amazing mix of alternatives. You don't get that in, so I guess this makes it a typical Tokyo neighborhood because it's Setagaya, and Setagaya is it's a really posh yet old, pretty area. A lot of people who live in Setagaya Ward have a lot of money. Usually, I think it's one of the most expensive wards, if not Minato-ku might be in the center. That's where Roppongi is, where a lot of the embassies are. This is certainly a close second. And I used to live here, so I know that everything is just more expensive in this area, including supermarkets and rent, and it's a very, I don't know, people really want to live in this area. What color training wheels did you get? Hey, I did not get any training wheels for my motorcycle, okay? 2 wheels. There's a lot of mama bikes. In fact, I'll be doing an episode. That's the bike we have, the Hide 2. Same seat and everything. So I'll be doing a review of the baby bike we bought with a battery. We're not allowed to take Leo for a ride yet because he doesn't have a helmet, but we got the bike in when I was in Hokkaido. Kanai rides it every day as her own normal bike, but it's not her bike, it's Leo's bike. He's the boss of it. It's nice to, it's nice just to walk down the street. All these different, local businesses, I like it. In a second, we're gonna go off-road and go down some of the side streets. Look at this pizzeria, wow. Look at that, they got a brick oven pizza. Oh, wow. How much are the pies? That's a little pricey though. That's a 1,700 yen for a macchiaria, whoa. It's Italian. It really does. It's really called Sazai-san Street. That's pretty crazy. I haven't been down here in about 15 years. The last time was after midnight. I missed the last train back to Fatako Tamagawa and I had to walk home. It takes about 45 minutes. And I walked through here. That was the only time I've been here. The walk of shame. It's like, do you wait for the first train or you just walk it home? There's convenience stores on the way, so hey, walk it home. You can play that game. Every convenience store you see, you have to stop in and get a drink. Debbie, actually, these Italian brick oven pizzas are down to 500 yen in a lot of places. So I think you're paying more for the restaurant and the privilege to sit down in it than you are for the actual pizza. But they're usually not very big. Oh, look at these alleys here. All right, we're gonna walk down it. Let's go to the end of the street and start going through some of the side streets. The magic happens in these towns in the side street, and that's when you see slices of Japanese life. It's really nice to see, and you know, where I live in Chuo Ward, which is in the center area, not far from the Sumida River, it's kind of a different feeling. Here, this is older. The roads aren't straight. They're all kind of like winding and small, narrow alleys, lots of character and personality in them. I like the little drawings. Everywhere you go, there's a slice of Sazai-san. That's funny. You're on the side of the electric box there. Look at that blue sky. Wow. The manhole covers here are pretty basic. This looks like the water cover. That's a cherry blossom. Tokyo's manhole covers are not too interesting. They're all pretty much the same. There's another Sazai-san on another electric box, I think for the traffic light. Oh, you can even hear the music in the background. That's funny. There's a koban, and in front of the police box here, I guess this police box also was in the anime series. There's Sazai-san in the front guiding you. 600 meters to the... All right, you know what? I'll buy into it. It's only 60 meters in this direction, so let's do it. Let's go past the police station and let's go past the police station and to the whoever she's pointing us to. Thank you, Sazai-san. Dun, 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 dun. I used to have the ringtone. Dun, 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 dun. When you go, you buy all in when you watch Sazai-san. All in. Got to get the hairstyle too. All right, let's see what's 60 meters this way. Loads of bakeries on the street where we just came from. Lots of little cafes, restaurants. Some of them have opened up the doors and the windows to let in the nice warm spring air. Oh, I think this is it right here. Maybe not. I just have a 60 meters. Did I pass it? Maybe I did. I'll just walk down a little bit. We'll wrap around. The great thing about... I can't take off my mask now. Nobody here. The great thing about exploring Tokyo is you got to get lost. What makes it great is you must get lost in the side streets of neighborhoods like this. Just go to Sakura-Shinmachi and just walk around for an hour. Get lost. You're going to find some pretty interesting stuff. This looks like the building. Interesting. We can go take a look-see. Oh, nice. Very accessible. They've got a ramp here. I noticed that Sakura-Shinmachi has an elevator. So the accessibility, oh, there's the entrance here. So you can see the Bijutsukan for Sazai-san is here. I don't have permission to film, so I'm not even gonna try. Across the street, I don't even know what this museum is. Across the street, there's more statues from Sazai-san. They've gone all in on this, and wow. What's inside? There's a cafe. That's a different story. Oh, it looks like a library, doesn't it? I think it is a library. So the Japanese have libraries, very nice libraries too. I used to live near one. I only went into it twice after living there for over 15 years, so I can't say that it was very useful, but you can go in there and see some of the newspapers, and um, the periodical section was always full of people older than me, which is kind of cool. But the thing is with libraries, you can't talk to anybody in there, so you can't make any library friends. They're the kind of people who don't like to talk if you're hanging out in a library. Oh, look at this park. Wow. So who knows what those stone lanterns are called in Japanese? It's kind of overgrown with weeds, but I guess it looks natural, and I like that look here in Tokyo. Things can be overly groomed. And of course, the Sazai-san family is here to say hi to all of you. How you doing? How you doing? Hey. Is that wakame? Konnichiwa. Sazai de gozaimasu. That's as far as I'm gonna go. Oh, these are so cool here. A lot of the neighborhoods, you can still find this in Tokyo. The neighborhood Sakura, where I've taken you through a couple of times, has a bunch of these still in operation. So back in the olden days, in the Showa period, these water pumps were in every single neighborhood, and the reason why was because they didn't have plumbing. So you'd have to pump your water for cooking. I think it'll still come out. Maybe not. I'm really pumping it. Ah, it's coming. Oh, I did it. A little metallic. But, oh, down here. Japanese families would come out to get water, and this would become like talking around the water cooler, I guess that expression. It was actually really true in Tokyo back in the early Showa period, because you wouldn't have water inside of your house. You'd have to go to pumps like this in Tokyo to get your water. They were all over this neighborhood. Of course, they've taken them out and they have plumbing these days, but it's really cool to see that these still exist. And it's the grandmothers who take their granddaughters and grandsons out that will show them this stuff and go, "Mukashi, mukashi, long time ago, back in the days, we had no plumbing. We used to get the water for our food from pumps like this." It's actually pretty cool. And I've had a lot of people in their I don't know, golden years take me on walks of their own neighborhood especially when I was hitchhiking the first time, and show me places that were really interesting to them. A lot of them had like pumps like that, and there'd be izakaya as well, special places that everybody would go in and hang out. I guess everybody knows your name type of places. That exists here, especially outside in the countryside. Another reason why I think, it's cool to stay in Tokyo if it's your first trip. You might as well just stick to the tourist thing. But if you're a repeater and you're coming for the second time, do yourself a favor and get out of the city of Tokyo, or if you do stay in Tokyo, stay in like a neighborhood like this and try to get a better feel for what Japan is all about. And you get that not in so much in the city of Tokyo unless you're in a local neighborhood. You get that out in the countryside, And this does feel like anywhere Japan. It's like when Kramer got that screen, put that installed in his New York apartment, and that sound of the screen door clapping against the wooden frame. You get that when you get out here, right? I like that. When I was in Hokkaido, not that long ago, just a few days ago. When I was in Hokkaido a few days ago, I was filming, I was just talking with everyday people, filming them, and one of them invited me to eat dinner with him and his family. I thought that was amazing. That's the kind of hospitality you don't really get that here. He said, "Well, are you eating alone tonight?" I goes, "Yeah, I think so." So I was just going to eat and edit and go to bed. He goes, "Why don't you join us for yakiniku and we'll go out together?" And it was awesome. His son is the same age as Leo, so I'm now thinking maybe bringing Kanai and Leo and going out to Nemuro to visit, maybe make another episode. That's the kind of stuff that I think happens when you're out in the countryside and you put yourself into, let's see what kind of drinks they got. You have to put yourself in that kind of a situation, get out of your comfort zone. I mean, you want to do something dangerous. I think I've had that lemonade. It's a little sweet. You want to do something dangerous, but when you do that, it's like stuff happens, you know? That's when you start to come up with stories that you can tell people that blows them away. You have to get off of the usual path and go somewhere new. This is somewhere new. Sakura-Shinmachi. Oh, look, there's another. They're proclaiming their Sazai-sanish with the matriarch on the sign. That might be a place to live, like a real estate shop. If you're gonna live here, you're basically saying you want to live back in the Showa era. I think that's what you're saying. Now, what is that shop? I think this is a neighborhood association shop. Hanabi. All right, let's go off of the main street here. Every town, every area of a city has a story. This one is very much connected. Oh, look at the post office worker on the motorbike. They still deliver mail like that. Old school. I think it's an electric bike. Wow. Look at this old building. Yeah, Setagaya is nice. The neighborhoods back here. A lot of the old houses were torn down and you can build new houses. The value is never the actual structure, it's the land that the structures are on. This one looks brand new. Look at it. Wow. Look at that glass balcony. It looks like they have a bathtub outside or something. Like, why would you glaze over the windows like that unless you're doing something nefarious? Something they're trying to hide. Like, they could be a gang member, so better just move past here. You don't want to mess around. That's the bike we have for Leo. Wow, that's a nice looking house too. Look at those windows, just for spying on people walking by maybe. Japanese love their privacy. If I was building a house, it would be like a glass house. I'd want to see everything around me to make the apartment seem bigger. But in Japan, people like to have, they don't like people being able to look in. But if you can't look in, that means you can't look out, right? So there's some good things and bad things. But I always thought the windows were always too small or too dark in Japan. Your typical modern homes are so small, right? Are glass houses earthquake proof? They are these days. So over the course of the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be taking you to Sangenjaya. I've done a live stream at Sangenjaya before, but it'll be different because it'll be 2022. But the fact is that these neighborhoods, there's always something unique or different that I didn't show you the last time. Sakura-Shinmachi, for example, is along the Denin-Toshi line. Wow, I better look at this than me. I love these neighborhoods here. Wow. Oh, I just saw a cat go by. Let's go Let's go annoy it. Shh, get this cat. If you see something interesting, let me know. I'll stop and point the camera in that direction. Cats are very smart. You should whisper so they can't hear you. Sneaking up on them. I'm downwind so they can't smell me. Okay, I don't see the cat. That's me. Be gone. No, we don't have him. Can't see him. I can never tell the local dialect either of the cats. I remember speaking to one in Kanazawa and almost got into a fight. Looked like a rough cat. I think he's still one of the emoji, isn't he? Evil cat. It's from Kanazawa 2 years ago. Gave you this look like, if you come one step closer, I will scratch your face off expression. A lot of people are getting these orange cars too, this color, burnt orange. I think it's down there. Psst, 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 psst. Don't see him. Sometimes they come to you. I have a friend that said, you don't choose cats, cats choose you. That's why I'm a dog person, because no cat would, in their right mind, choose me. Not even abandoned cats. They look at me and they prefer to be abandoned. What are you gonna feed me? Probably American food, pizza? You like pepperoni? No, I'll make do with the fish I can catch from this illegal fishing pond. I don't know. Wow, check out the color of these cars here. It's pretty sweet. That is a purple Porsche. What? That is a purple Porsche. Oh my gosh. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Oh, here's another cafe. A lot of kids, a lot of babies here. So it seems like it's a really good place for a family. But Tokyo is not one of I'm still considering moving out of Tokyo because I just think that there's so many better places to live. Although I love the city of Tokyo, I also think that, I don't know, if you've got a family, it might be better to be away from here. Look at that little munchkin car. Toby chooses you, that's a true story. You don't choose Toby. Freak show. I wonder how the real Toby's doing. He's from California, I think he moved to Texas. Except for the one time he trolled me for my hitchhiking days 5 years ago. He's a pretty stand-up guy. Except for that time. Carrie writes in here, but the further you are away from a main city, the less services for families. Yeah, I'm okay with not having any services. The thing is though, that the daycare or the hoikuen is pretty convenient in Tokyo, except that you have to find a good one, and they're not all the same. There are some really good ones and there are some lousy ones, and I've seen the lousy ones. Hey, Staba. Oh, check it out. So Starbucks just started a melon drink. Do you see that green thing there? That's some kind of melon drink. Should I go and get one? What do you think? Is that worth it? I'll let you guys chime in. I just had the Yubari melon. I ate a lot of that. I must have had about 7 or 8 of them. Oh my gosh. Each one is, I don't know, it was pretty expensive, but you know, it was part of the job. Yeah, lousy daycare and there's really good daycare. Or I don't know if Hoikuen is considered daycare or nursery school. I think it's just this Japanese answer to where you leave your kids when you have to go to work and where they can play with each other, maybe. I don't know if that's a nursery school or daycare or what the definition of, but Japan has their own way to do it. Melon coffee, weird though. I don't think it's melon coffee. I think it's something like a melon frappuccino or something. Not sure. We'll take a look-see. Melon drink plus melon pan equals happiness. Tortora Poco, you gotta finish that. Melon drink plus melon pan equals smile. Yes! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I had to change it for copyright. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. The melon of melon. What? Is that like 2 male signs? Or is that female? Why would they? Oh, that's a melon. I thought that, at first I thought that was like the male and the female symbol, but it's a melon symbol. Oh. Right. Okay, I better put in the order. I think it's gonna take a moment. What do you think? Does anybody want to sponsor this drink? Anybody support me getting a melon drink? I can ask them if it's male or female. I don't know. It sounds like something we should just do. Okay, you know what? All right, let's just go and do it. I'm gonna put the camera down and you're not gonna have a great angle, but you'll hear some interesting conversation perhaps. All right, let's go do this. And frappuccinos take a long time. Ah, そうですか。はい。All right. Oh wow, that's a almond milk matcha mousse. Wow. Oh, thank you, Kara. This is on Kara, thank you.あ、はい、じゃあメロンフラパチーノお願いします。はい。お店で飲まれていきます。あ、持ち帰り。持ち帰りです。お手持ちでも大丈夫ですか。はい。678円です。はい。お願いいたします。カードで。はい。ありがとうございます。カードを一つ。こちら102番で後ろのバーカウンターからお渡しします。あ、はい。ありがとうございます。All right, I'm gonna step out because it's gonna take a while. This bar is pretty crowded. All right, let's take a quick look-see at the receipt here. All right, so it's called the Starbucks here, right in here, the Melon of Melon Frappuccino. And they wrote in the and of in English. I like that. I charged it on my Amex card. 8% tax. It was 678 yen? What? That's like $6. Oh my gosh. Hey, Robert, thank you. All right, I'm not gonna come home empty-handed, buddy. Absolutely not. Cake too. I can, what? All right, that's easy to get. But look, I'm trying to be on a diet. Can I get a healthy cake? I don't know what that means. That's craziness. Lisa O, get the drink. Thank you, Lisa. I got the drink. We're going to drink the drink. But like a 90s $5 milkshake. I guess that would be true. So if you think about it like that, it's not, you know what, when you think about it like that, like if you compare it to a milkshake and not a coffee, it's actually not a bad deal, right? But if you think of it like a coffee or any kind of a soft drink, $6 is pretty excessive. So I guess you have to think of it like a really nice milkshake, perhaps. But in order to really understand if it's worth it or not, the taste has to surpass my expectations. Hey, he's riding the same bike that I bought for Leo with the baby seat in the back. And the guy took the baby seat off. What? I found that Bridgestones make some of the best bicycles here in Japan. Oh, she's got him. Leo's gonna be riding like that. Whoa. They had a banana donut, a banana cream donut or something. Banana and melon. That might be a good mix. So we'll go and see here. So it's kind of cool that the most like a typical neighborhood in Japan's got a Starbucks. I guess every Setagaya town has one, I think. Every Setagaya town has one. And on the bottom of it is this Happy My Cup, so you can get a discount coupon for your next cup. It's pretty smart. I'm a 102ban, so let's go back inside and see if my drink is here. I'm guessing it's not. Yeah, so I believe very strongly that Setagaya has these very, I don't want to say traditional, but very, especially when it's called Sakura-Shinmachi, which means new town. But considering it's got the low buildings and they're all residential. So Setagaya is very residential. Not a lot of shopping malls, not a lot of big corporations have their businesses here per se, but Rakuten and Tako Tamagawa have put in big office buildings, so it has changed a little bit. But it's certainly not the same as it was back in the Showa era. This is very residential. And it was outside of the city limits, right? Sangenjaya was the place where you would stop and get tea before you went into Tokyo. That's why Sangenjaya means like 3 tea houses. And this is where you would stop in the Edo period, you park your horse, and you would spend the night and get some tea there before you went into Edo. So these are residential areas or places for hotels. And this is only 1 stop or 2 stops away. Yeah, there's a Komazu Daigaku, I think. So it's 2 stops away from Sangenjaya, so we're even a little bit further from the center of Tokyo, just 8 minutes on the Shinkansen train, though. All right, let's go see if my order's up. 102. It doesn't. Hyakuni? Ah, hi. Arigatou gozaimasu. Beep. Oh my gosh, I could smell the melon. I can smell the melon. What? Oh my gosh. It's like I just opened up a melon. Look at this. She didn't write, oh, enjoy. She's supposed to write something like my name or, hi John, thanks for your purchase. Please see you again. Nothing. Oh my gosh, it smells like melon. I could smell it through the mask. But is it the melon of melon? That's so Japan. It is the melon. Sorry for the very cringy shot. The straws are made of cardboard. All right, let's try it here. But is it the melon of melon? YouTuber dude would be pretty sweet. They didn't write that though. Leo also has been bought into the brand. When he sees this lady, he starts laughing. I don't know why this sets him off. All right, melon of melon. Itadakimasu. I'm gonna take off my mask and jump in between this jungle. Whoa! There's pieces of real melon in there. So, oh, is that it right there? I would say that this is the melon of melon. I don't know what that means, but Starbucks TM. It's not frozen. It's very good, very sweet melon, but it could be because they added sugar to it. The drink is sweet. Wow. I still think just eating a Yubari melon is way better, but this is a close third. I don't know what's second, but it can't be close to the Yubari melon. Wow. This is impressive. There's something really good about melons too, that they relax you and calm you. It might be the smell or the taste. It's a very relaxing taste. Or cantaloupe or melon, I don't know what the difference is. Wow. Yeah, you can't get this hat anymore. The company I bought it from, they no longer make them. They started making them like fast fashion quality, and I stopped buying it from there, which is a shame. They used to make them in the UK, then they started making them in Newark, New Jersey. Then there's nothing wrong with that, but the quality is way, way not as good. I'm gonna take you now to the station. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I just want to inject it into my vein. Then you wouldn't be able to taste it. I guess you do that with... Where does that expression come from? I don't know. Maybe from sick people who need an IV. Especially a meal. The problem is this cardboard straw is not thick enough to allow the chunks of melon to come up. Yeah, so you gotta really suck hard. Whoa! This is the Family Mart Famikara, which means karage. So there's shio and what is that? Goma abara maybe? I still don't think that convenience store chicken is any good. Hey, Jeff Kennedy! My bro from Philly. How you doing? Jeff is awesome. Nice to see you. That'd be great to see Jeff and everybody here in Japan one of these days since it's opened up. That'd be pretty sweet. And I'm still on course of getting that yukata bune. So this is the Sakura-Shinmachi Sazai-san characters. Oh, I see two otakus here. She turned a can of Rainbow Boss Coffee into something very useful. Think it'll fall if I leave it there? No, it's not. Let's put an apple in there. Or a parking ticket. I could think of various things. What would you put in her hand? There's lots of things you could do for promotion. Gosh. And she'd still have that smile. Whatever you put in her hand, she'll still have that smile. Oh, it's a La Boheme. This is a chain restaurant. So they have the doors open and you can hear the hum of people chatting inside. That's nice. It's like almost life has come back to Tokyo. So there you have it. Hey Ann, how you doing? Nicholas is here. Hi John, greetings from Central California. Please explain to America's Japan's take on gun laws, like hunting arms. That's a hard one. I don't want to get too political. There's people on both sides of the issue right now after what happened. I could say this right now. Japan does have guns, and I think it's very strictly, very strict. Most crimes that take place have to do with knives, so it's different cultures. I don't want to get into it too much, but maybe, you know what? It might make a very interesting episode, though. I don't want to get on any side of this issue. I don't want to touch it right now, but it's been in the news of what happened in Texas, and yeah, in Japan it is discussed a lot, and we are very concerned because nobody wants to see it, especially kids. It's just heartbreaking because when I saw the images, I stopped, and whatever side you're on, gosh, how can you just the thought of any parent losing a kid, God, it hits me hard now that I have a son, and yeah. But it might be interesting to do a main channel episode on it, but I'm not going to comment because it'll be out of context. I went to school in Ohio, and we had, half of my friends had guns and were hunters, and half of them weren't. All right. Wow, this is so good. Oh, man. Well, thank you for the drink. I'm going to go. I have to stop in Shibuya to change trains, and I will be getting Kanai something very nice. I'm not going home empty-handed. She already made pasta for lunch. Oh, brain freeze. Ah! Oh, God. Oh, I think it was that piece of melon. It's frozen and I swallowed it. Oh, it hits right here on the side of your head. Why does that happen? That was like really excruciating. And I was just saying thank you for buying me a drink when that happened. Well, thank you. That piece of melon, though, was, I think, past its prime. I guess, you know what? You can call it a melon kuma. If you remember, you have the melon kuma emoji at your disposal. Punching back. The stuffed animals of him in Yubari, there's little teeny munchkin melon kumas where he's eating a fish and the fish busts out on the other end because his head is a melon. So the tail is sticking out and the head's out of the back of his head. It's so gross. Oh gosh, this is so nice. How do I share this with you? I want to put it through the camera. I'm rubbing it on you. Peter was talking about doing a podcast. I told him we should do one 2-3 years ago, and he said no, and now he's saying yes, so that's a good sign. He's got all the equipment to do it, like pro stuff. They say the iPhone 12 Pro is waterproof. The iPhone 13 Pro would be a lot better. David Kimoda, thank you. I know what to do with that too. Love you, David. So in June, I have motorcycle school. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'll be taking you around, but I do want to do a live stream with Kanai and talk about being parents in Tokyo and Japan, and also talked about how it's been going for the last 16 months. Leo's getting bigger. So before we go to the US, we're going to do that live stream. I have one, Japan NHK just published the official, I don't even know if this, they published an official looking document from the government of Japan about mask use to explain to the local population that you don't have to wear masks if you're social distancing outside, but if you're talking loudly and somebody is around you, then you should probably wear a mask. But if you're by yourself in a park, there's no need, you don't need to wear a mask. They need somebody to let the people off the hook from feeling guilty, and I'm glad that the government did that. But on the same token, foreign tourists are coming to Japan, and it's giving another message like, okay, you don't need to wear a mask. So they wanted to make clear that there are situations where you should wear a mask and you shouldn't wear a mask in Japan. And I'm glad that they did this now. And it might be because I was on a news program kind of advocating for these rules to be a little bit more clearer. And they did a pretty good job of doing it. It's pretty cool. In fact, I'll put it on Instagram. I was gonna appear on the show, but I was in Hokkaido at the time, so I just did a telephone interview. But it was pretty cool. They actually used one of the comments on the news program, and it looks like the government heard, because just a few days later they published the rules on mask use. For me, I still kind of don't, I think the people just don't understand. They're not clear enough on it. So everybody has a mask on, which is probably a smart idea if you're coming out of the subway. I love that show. It's one of the best afternoon news programs. They go right to the point. You know what I'm gonna do? I think if I get on the train, I think there's a Starbucks nearby. I can get one of these for Kanai. That's what I'm gonna do with this part of the super chats, and I'm gonna get her some donuts too as a snack. She already made pasta. This is too good not to share this with Kanai. So I really appreciate the super chat, guys. That's pretty generous. I'm not gonna come home empty-handed. I'm bringing some melon home. And by the way, I already bought her a U-body melon, and that's another live stream that's coming. We're going to cut open this $100 melon that I sent back to Tokyo, and then try that. It's the top of the top version of the U-body melon. How much is a haircut in Japan? Mine cost about, at this exchange rate, $8.50. There's no tipping, which is crazy. But I've been going there for like 14, 15 years. Really nice group of guys. But if you get a haircut in Omotesando, it can cost you up to $150. I'm starting to lose my hair, so yeah, I'm not sure I want to do a haircut episode, because if I wait in a year, I might not have any hair to. If I did a haircut episode, I'd have to do it now. So I don't know what's going to be left in a couple of years. When you get to, 48 years old, you don't really care. That's a great thing. I had a student who was 18, and how old was I then? I was thinking I was 35 or 36, and we were kind of close in age. I was younger than his parents, but older than him, so although I was teaching him English, he felt like an older brother to him, so he would often ask me questions like this, and he was 18, and he said he was starting to lose his hair. I couldn't tell, but an 18-year-old, any changes in the body that might take away from appearance is a very big deal. So I told him not to worry about it, and you can't tell that to a kid though. But then the thing is, when you get to like 40, 45, you're like, whatever, that's just the way it is. You look 58, yeah, I know. I don't dye my hair anymore, I probably should. It's all good. Do you shave? My barber, sometimes I will upgrade to get the shave and the shampoo, because I know that, I pay more then. So it's like a tip. But the salt and pepper is not good. Somebody said that A little George Clooney from the 90s. No? No? Just amazed. Tom Cruise looks great, you know? He's, I'm pretty sure he dyes his hair. All right, maybe I'll do that then. I think Ralph Macchio dyes his hair, so I'll probably have to follow suit. Or else people are gonna think I'm the older one. He's 10 years older than me, I believe. Shane writes in here, I don't think PBG dyes his hair. Hey, he dyes his eyebrows. I don't change my hair that color that much. I don't need to change it. Uses the Flowbee. I use the Flowbee. I like the Flowbee. Flowbee is a friend of mine. But I don't have it because we don't have the kind of vacuum that you can use the Flowbee. That's such a brilliant idea. Put the haircut on the back of the vacuum nozzle. That's so brilliant. All right, guys, I'm going down to the subway. You want to come with me? Let's go down to the subway. See if there's a trash can down there. Does anyone know which area this card is from? It's not Tokyo or Osaka. Wahahahaha. Kitaka with the flying squirrel is Hokkaido. This is the Sugoka. Whoa. This is from Kagoshima, I believe. The Hyakken, I think there's a different one for Fukuoka. Kagoshima in the south of Kyushu has the Sugoka. At least that's where I bought it. Oh, it's down one more. I think the train is here. Oh, run, run, run. Oh, it just came. This is the Denentoshi line bound for Shibuya. Shibuya is 9 minutes away. I said 8 originally. All right, everybody, have a good day, have a good night. See ya.